Hi everybody, tonight I will show you my neck warmer made on ADDI king size 46 needle. I will use waste yarn, not waste yarn, yes, waste yarn and leftover yarn that I have at home. So first we will cast on with waste yarn, one in the front, one in the back for the first row. Oops, I have a problem with my left arm tonight, sorry. Not that fast. So I will put that in the yarn feeder like this for the first row is done. So I will crank for at least 5 rows of waste yarn. And then I will add my project yarn. Open the yarn feeder, put that just aside of my other tail of yarn. And then I will crank. For this video, I switch yarn every 5 and 10 rows. So that's the pattern I've used on this project, 5 and 10 rows. It's easy to count. So if your row counter doesn't work, it will be just fine. So we'll put that faster. As you see, color change enough. And if you're not comfortable with color change, I will put some video in the comment of the description video description of YouTube. So when your work touch the table, it's very important to roll it like you see right now. And now I will cast off. To cast off, I just put some waste yarn. I don't attach it with the tail, and I will crank it for at least 5 rows, and then I will cut the yarn, and it will release like this. Sorry. So we'll do that twice. So the 5 and 10 will be on both tube. I would just make the knot safer, and then I will cut it, the excess. I will do that for the 2 tube. And then I will show how I did close the tube. If you're not comfortable with the way I use to close the tube, I will add in the video description 5 different ways to close a tube. So if this method doesn't work for you, you will have other option. So you will be able to create your own neck warmer. So put that, I go and grab one. It's very important when you have waste yarn to use a very contrasting color like this, so that way you could grab your stitches better. It's easier to see where they are. So I grab the blue. I leave the pink alone. So I grab one in one side and one on the other side. I put it a little bit faster. Don't worry, when I arrive at the end, I will slow her down. So if you have your notebook close to you, put the numbers right away. Don't forget. And if it's not, go get it. Press pause and go get your notebook. It's very important. So I grab one stitch and I go grab the other stitch here. And when I have all of them, I will close it with the tail of yarn. That's why I always start the opposite way. Where is my tail? So this tube is done for now. So we'll do the same thing on the other. No, I have a drop stitch here. I will fix that first with my hook. The hook I use is 4.5. So I will grab the stitches like this, and I go get the same color yarn. If I still have some, yes I have. So I'll do a knot on the top, and I grab all the stitches. There, do a knot, and I did. So voila, it's fixed. So I stretch that and make sure that I have a collar on the side. This will be the side that I will sew it together. So I did the other side. see one side is closed and the other side is not for the two tubes. So we'll attach it together. If you're not comfortable with this way, you could go with your needle and do a mattress stitch. There. I did it with the hook because it was faster for me. But if you are more comfortable with the needle, go with the needle. It's your project. So for the thing, I will grab two bars, it's like two rows, but I always stay on the same column. Very important. You turn your work, you go grab your two rows, two bar, and then you go and grab on the other side the same thing too. And I keep a tail of yarn at the start. It will be to attach the tube after. So we'll go slower, grab in the middle of the V of your stitch, go around with your yarn and pull everything to make one stitch. Grab two, take your yarn and bring all to one stitch. Make sure you go always on the same column. That's the most difficult thing for a lot of us to get it. But when you get it, oh, it's fun. And we are so proud of ourselves. So I will put that a little bit faster now because I have to reach the other side. And if I keep it on the regular movement, it will be like a video of 2 hours for me now. I work very, very slow. There. So I grab two stitch on both sides all the way, all the way till I reach the end. I know I'm not in the right angle, but that's the result for now. See, both sides are not closed at the end. So now I will check the longer and I will choose the smaller tube to close because I'm not able to add rows, but I will be able to remove rows to make it the same height. Why it's not the same height, it's the same number of rows, it's because I have used different yarn. And if you use different yarn, the thickness and everything, you could end up with different height of tube at the end, even if you have the same row count on your machine. So now I will close this. And if you have a problem with that, like I said earlier, I have a video in the description. It's 5 ways of closing tube. To arrive at the end, we don't see, I'm not in the right angle, sorry for that. And now I had to cut this yarn because the yarn was divided and all stuck, and I didn't have time to play with that with the recording on, so I decided to cut it. It's not the end of the world because that pink was not good yarn. It's only dividing all the time. So now it's time to install a lifeline because, like I said earlier, it's not the same height and we want it to be on the same height. So we'll install a lifeline. I will use a different color yarn and I will grab only half of the stitches. Oh, and go. Whoops, start over. Just half of it, like this. So I keep straight on the same rows and I will go on the other side too. This will keep all the stitch together when I will remove the top of the tube because it's too long. have another video where I explained it like better than this. It's for blanket that I did, I think it's last year, but maybe this would be okay for you. So I did one side and I will go on the other side. Sorry. So the lifeline is there. Time to remove the waste yarn first. See, both sides. So I did a little boat just to attach the orange lifeline. Now I will remove the waste yarn, remove the first row, and then I just pull. So the waste yarn is gone. Now it's the project yarn that I have to remove because it was too long. The yarn is divide there. So now to attach it, I will go on the first one, grab the stitch, on the second side, grab the stitch. So I will do that till I arrive on the end of the tube. So grab one on one side, one on the other side. This, and I will put that a little bit faster till I reach the other side of it. There. So down. Almost at the end. Very important to reach all the stitches because you don't want to end up with a drop stitch almost at the end of your work. You will end up with a live stitch at the end, and that's okay because it will be the stitch that I will grab the other tube with before I close it. So when I reach the last one, I will remove the life line, the orange yarn. I will remove my little orange bow and just pull on the yarn and will be just fine. So I remove the bow and now I will remove the orange, the lifeline. Just pull like this. You grab on one side and you remove it. And you be careful just in case you have lost a stitch or a drop stitch. If you don't, you'll be okay. And if you did, you still be okay. I show how to fix it earlier. So I got my stitches here. So now I will finish with the blue, the darker blue, to attach both two together. As you could see, I have a drop stitch on the side. I will fix it. Don't worry. The drop stitch is at my left tube. Just want to grab another two stitch here, and then I will fix the drop stitch. So the drop stitch is here. I will put it back on to reach the top, and I will end up with the live stitch that I have finished with will be grab. to secure everything like this. So now I'll continue with my blue, darker blue. There, I grab 2 on this side. Grab it, and I will grab the stitch that was like alive, and I will use it to attach it on my other tube. There, I grab the other side, get it in, and I will close it with the tail of yarn that I have left. So voila! And then I will attach the darker blue and the aqua blue together, and I did between between the 2 layers. Between the 2 layers. With a very strong accent. Oh no. Sorry for that. So we'll eye the tail. And now it's time to fold it. That's the way I fold it. And to give you an idea, I have different color of yarn. Just counted, and it was 30 rows. So now it's time to close it here. Not close it, but to attach it both sides together. I did the same technique that I used to attach the 2 tubes together. But if you feel like making a different one, do it. It's your project. Yeah, just giving you my way I did. If you want to use it, it's up to you. There, grab 2 on one side and grab 2 on the other side, and I will put that a little bit quicker. But if you have watched till here, can you put a smiley face on the comment of the YouTube? Be nice to see that you listen. 17 minutes and a half. Woohoo! So we'll put that faster now till I reach the other side. There. And then I will attach the tail here to secure it. I finish on the other side. We'll do a knot here. I don't have a lot of tail, so we'll do just a loop and push on a little bit on it. And voila, this side is done. And this side almost done too. And then I will put it like this, turn it, and you got your net warmer. See you next week for a new video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Ciao, ciao. And never give up. Always a way to do things. And don't forget to be nice for